Hi and welcome to the Timetable software training video on how to build a timetable. To begin with, you must be logged in as an administrator user. Once you're logged in, you need to make sure that you've set up all your resources. So your classes are set up, your groups are set up, your facilities are set up, your trainers are set up, and your subjects are set up. The next thing you need to make sure is that you set up your databases. So once your resources and databases are set up, you can now go to step 1, which is select the database that you want to build a timetable on. Select the database, click set, and as you can see up here, the database is ready. Go to build view timetable, click on build timetable. And as you can see, for term 1 2015 we've already started to build the timetable. Now one of the things that is advisable to do to make it easier and faster in building your timetable, you should also set up these 3 timetables as individuals. So you go to here, do right click, and you click open a new tab. As you can see here, we got this one right there. Go to build view timetable, select class, and then we'll do it again. This one we will select facility, and one more. This one we'll select trainer. Now the reason why I've set up these 3 tabs here for your class, facility and trainer is because when you're developing your timetable, it is easier to cross-check on how the timetable is looking by class, how it's looking for facility, and how it's looking for trainer. For example, you don't want your trainer to have too much space in between classes, or you don't want them to have too many back-to-back classes. So this allows you to go here, select your trainer, and see how the trainer is looking, or to make sure that you're not overbooking your facilities, you can check on use. You don't actually have to use class, facility, trainer. You can have trainer A, trainer B, trainer C, or class A, class B. You can open up as many of these tabs as you require. But one thing that you need to note, that every time that you make changes to your subject, your trainer, your facility, or your class, is you need to go to here like this and then go back to see the new changes. Okay, if you don't do that, or if you just click refresh, it doesn't actually make any changes. You actually physically got to go in and go back to see how the changes are looking, and this actually makes it faster in building your timetable. So go back to the main screen. Now this screen here is once you click on the build timetable, you see what we call the master timetable, which is broken from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, from 7 o'clock until 21:30. You have your facilities down the side. Okay, so to create a class, the first thing you need to do is find the facility and the time that you want to start the class in. Click on the cell. We click Hospitality and Tourism Management. Now, to understand the grouping function, you need to look at the video on how to set up resources to understand how this one works. For this case, we're going to include Mr. Smith. Does Mr. Smith have a buddy trainer? No, not in this case, because normally, unless it's a lab or a training facility that requires more than one trainer, there is no need to put in this part here. Okay, now we'll select BHMA class, and if BHMB class is going to join them as well, you can combining classes, you'd select this one here as class 2, but in this case we're not going to do it. So once you've got your subject, your trainer and your class selected, click on save, and as you can see right here, we have a conflict. Class BHM0915A already has a class in the facility TR 1.1, as you can see here, from 9 o'clock. So they cannot be put there, so we'll have to schedule this class at a different time. So let's choose a different class then. So we'll go to Business Statistics, and we'll choose Juliana Wajaya, and we'll choose the Master of Accounting class A. Click on save, and as you can see, the class blocker clears. Now, to increase the class, the minimum class is 1 hour. To make it longer, you just take your mouse here, click on here, until you see the double arrow. then you just pull the box to your right, like that, and let go. Now if you want to change the facility and time for this particular day, you just put your mouse down on it and scroll it up and down to wherever you want it to be, like you see here. Now if you want to change this class to a different day, the only way that you can do that is to delete it from Monday and then re-add it in Tuesday. And to do that, you double click and click on delete, and there you go, that cell is now gone. Now let's say that, for example, you built your timetable and management doesn't agree with it and they want you to redo it from scratch, or you made too many errors, or it just doesn't feel right. It is easy just to go to admin area and click on reset database, and it will reset the database for this particular database here for every single day. Now one thing that I wanted to describe, as you can see here, for ACT 101 with Juliana Wijaya, she has combined MA 0915A and MA 0915B into this trading room. Now how we do that is that down here you can see we got A class and B class. So when you select two classes like this, then two classes here will appear. But thing to note is that when you go to the actual class timetable for Master of Accounting, you can only see that only they appear, okay, not the B class. To see the B class on the B class's timetable, they also appear, okay. The same thing applies for when you have two trainers. As you see here, we have PBM and we have Tony, which are doing this lab class together for BHM 915B. So if we go to the trainer timetable here and we go down to Tony, okay, for that particular class you see that Tony only appears here. Okay, sorry, this one here. Tony only appears on here. So his buddy teacher does not appear. But if we look at the buddy teacher, Professor Belinda Mills, the same thing here appears. Now to build a timetable is quite easily. It's very user friendly and it's quite simplified in building a timetable. If you want to see an example of how we use grouping, we click on Friday, you can see where we use the grouping function here. If you have any further questions about building a timetable or about the timetable program in general, please do not hesitate in contacting us. And that concludes our demonstration on how to build a timetable. Thank you for your time.